What's up, guys? We are back with another episode. I should probably just start singing from here on out. Just open up and be my real, true self. That's what happens when you are on this spiritual journey, this self care journey. You just start to open up more and become who you are, and it's beautiful. I like to say that I'm more of like a social butterfly now. I was first, in my little caterpillar stage, trying to get to know myself, trying to understand people. I do love that I have opened up more since I've been on this spiritual journey. And even just recording this podcast, just allowing you guys to, again, come into my space, know me a little bit more, and grow with me. All right, so today we're talking about digital detoxing. What do you think about when you hear digital detoxing? Take a second to meditate on that. Digital detox for better mental health and self care, and what that looks like. That looks like reduced stress and anxiety, improving focus and productivity, better sleep, enhanced mood, enhanced relationships, time for self care. So when Facebook came out, I believe it was just for people who were in college, which I was. I was attending Harper College at the time. And man, it was an experience. It really was an experience. I had friends here and there. I had people that I interacted with, but I really didn't have too many people that I was interacting with. So once I went into the school setting, this super big college, and started to get to know people, and now we're on social media, and man, just open up a world of really being able to talk to people without having to be in front of them was just like mind blowing to me. So ever since then, like my mind just started going and growing like, well, what does this look like in the future? Where's this going to take us? Like it really opened me up and allowed me to accept people and to get to know people more. It was a great experience. So I can tell you that since then, I've been on so many social sites. We've had MySpace, Instagram, TikTok, Black Planet. I've been on so many different social media platforms that I feel like at one point I was not able to get off of it because I was so consumed with it. It was just so much that was coming from it. It was so many endless opportunities. You can date on there, even if you wasn't on a dating site. Like you can find people in your area and you're like, oh, they're cute. I want to get to know them. Or this person's having a party. I want to go to their party. Don't even know who they are. It just really made you social. I started meeting people on social media more. And that's just where it was. But I didn't know how to pull away from it because it was taken away from me being who I am. It was taken away from me being a mother, and I was a young mother at that. So it was just getting in the way of so many things. I think I really got a hold of being able to take control of my social media world maybe like 5 years ago. And it's crazy because there is a generation that don't know anything other than social media. Like they will never know what it's like to have to go to the library and meet people or go out and be social. Like social media is really all that they have. It's crazy. But anyways, I learned how to start to detox, how to set time for myself, how to disconnect. And sometimes it still can be challenging, especially if you run a business and social media is one of your biggest platforms. For me, I have over 35,000 followers on TikTok. So being present there to keep my followers is very important. I'm building up my Instagram. Being present there is more important because when you're really building something, you have to be in front of it. You have to constantly put the product there. And if you're not there, guess what? Somebody else is going to come in. Those algorithms are going to work in somebody else's favor. But I think that it's very important that you understand how to detox from social media, how to detox from technology, from our phones, and just be you. Get out here and just enjoy the world, enjoy yourself, enjoy the company of the friends and family that are around you. So that's what we're talking about, detoxing, pulling away from technology because we know that it's hard. Let's just be honest. It just is. But if you don't learn to disconnect from technology, you will never understand your real purpose and be able to connect with people on a human level, on a spiritual level, on a successful level, because most successful people don't allow this to consume them. They're too busy doing other things, living their lives, while the rest of us is over here like all day and zoop, 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 scrolling. So let's dive into understanding why we need to detox and what that looks like. Set clear intention. Decide why you want a digital detox. Is it to reduce stress, improve focus, or reconnect with real life activities? Because this will help you to stay motivated. For me, understanding what to detox, how to detox, was so that I could connect with my family, my children, my friends. But once I started to do that, then I started to understand that I can do so much more. So I started to have more time for my family because at first it's like, I don't have time. I got to make this post, finish editing and uploading. When I really started to implement my self-care routine and a real schedule, a real plan, then I started to understand how social media works, why it works, how it keeps us addicted, and how I can get out of that. And then how I can utilize it for my own benefit for myself and my business. Maybe like a year or two ago, I really started heavily looking into marketing and building a brand, brand awareness and things like that. And because of the content that I was putting out there, you know, you start to get more from social media. They're paying you more because your presence is heavier. They're showing you your analytics. How many people are looking at your social media? How often are they looking? How long are they there? So when I'm doing all this back end work, I'm learning like, oh, here's a tool that I can use to make posts where I don't even have to be on social media every day. I can take a Sunday, Monday, whatever day out of the week, upload all of my content and say, you know what, I want this to drop on Wednesday. I want this to drop on Thursday at this time. And it will. I don't even have to use my phone for the entire week. So I started utilizing these tools to really help me to disconnect from social media because it started to consume me. And again, do what's best for you. If you don't want to do that, you feel like that's a cop out or it's not going to work for you, whatever. I like to work smarter and not harder these days. We work too hard and we don't have to. They just make it so easy for you to share your content without having to be on social media so much. Because let's be honest, they created social media for us to be on there scrolling all day. Once you go and look at one thing, now you've looked at 5 different things. You're on there for 5 minutes turns into 5 hours. And you're like, where did the time go? And if you didn't know, being on our devices really slows us down. It has created a lot of dummies. It also has taken us to a whole nother place where it's like we don't really care about anything and we're so consumed with what other people are doing. Why are we so consumed with what other people are doing and not focus on ourselves? To be honest, I don't feel like people should be on social media if you're not trying to sell something or you're not trying to buy it. You're either one of the two. You're entertaining and selling, or you're being entertained and buying something. For me, I'm trying to sell. I want you to buy. I'm entertaining because that all goes hand in hand as a creator. If I'm scrolling, it's because I'm looking for ideas. Sometimes I can get to scrolling and I'm like, man, how did I even get here? And when I have those moments, I'm like, all right, I need to delete this. I need to delete that. I need to take these people off of my platform because it's not going how I want it to go. And I need to only follow people that's going to help me to build my business. So that's one thing that you can do. Set your intentions and make sure that they are clear. Grabbing that journal, writing those down, putting it in your notes, and then move from there. Define a duration. Start small, such as detoxing for a few hours a day, or go bigger with a whole day or weekend. Again, it just depends on what you're looking for and what that looks like for you. So for me, I started off small, an hour out the day. I'm going to put my phone all the way over here. When I go to sleep at night, I'm not going to have my phone next to me. I'm going to put it on the other side of the room so that it's not as easy and accessible to get to. Starting off and doing those type of things really help you to detox from technology. I even go as far as deleting the apps on the phone. I'll uninstall them sometimes. Just is what it is. You can re-download it. Create no tech zones. Set boundaries by creating areas or times that are technology free, such as the bedroom, dining room, mornings, or evening time. So, like, what does that look like? If we're in the kitchen and dinner is about to be served, no phones at the table. You can do your little cute little food videos at the restaurant. We're not doing that at home. I'm so much of a private person. I don't even want people to know what's going on inside of my home because it's so precious and so private. We shouldn't be sharing so much of ourselves. But sometimes that's all people have. We're eating dinner. No phones when you're waking up in the morning and you're getting yourself together. Once you've taken care of everything you need to take care of, I tell my kids, you can have your phone back. Once you've done your bathing, you've eaten your food, your homework is all done, then you'll get your phone back. It's so simple because we don't implement it enough and we consume too much of the outside world instead of being with ourselves. Why are people so afraid to be with themselves? That's something I never could understand, but I also was one of those people. It was hard to just sit with myself. It was hard to just figure out something to do because there was so much going on around us. One person pulling you this way saying they want to go out and you're not taking time for yourself. Self-care journey looks like you focusing on you first, showing up for yourself and being there for yourself before you do that for anybody else. Knowing when to say no, setting those boundaries, and sticking to them. Fill your time with activities that don't require screens like exercising, reading, journaling, cooking, and spending time outdoors. I love going for walks. That time outside, just enjoying the fresh air, being in nature, hearing nature, doing what nature does is so important because especially if you're in a big city, you don't get to experience just the world. Silence, being grounded. That's another thing that's really heavy for me. Like, I love being grounded. I love being outside, having my feet planted in the ground, hugging trees. I might not look like a tree hugger, but I am one of those people. I love it, especially when I go to a state that has palm trees. Palm trees are my favorite. As y'all can see, palm trees are my favorite. I am one of those people where if I don't get enough attention from the universe, from the world, from nature, I feel discombobulated. I have to have the sun beaming on my face. I have to feel the warmth of the sun. Like it just calms me. I love being by the water. I love going swimming. I love looking at the water. I love looking at the sky. All of those things help me to be a better creator because my mind gets to flowing and growing. Because I do see myself like not dealing with social media at all. Like I won't have to. I really won't have to, and I am going to love it because that's one of my goals for myself. I don't want to be consumed with social media. I want to be out in the world. Communicate with friends and family. That's a big one. When you have your phone shut off, your social media shut off, and things like that, you can have more engaging conversations with your friends and your family. You never know who might need you in that time when you're in your downtime from detoxing on social media. Reflect on the experience. After you detox, take time to reflect on how you feel. Are you less anxious? Most of the time, I'm less anxious. The insight can help reinforce the benefits and encourage future detoxes. Someone needs to see this because maybe someone has been thinking about doing this themselves. And you go and post this and you change so many people's lives. So understanding how powerful you are and why you're doing these things, setting these intentions, giving yourself downtime, giving yourself grace, giving yourself me time, showing your family and friends that you don't just care about being on social media and that you can refrain from being on your phone is very, very powerful and shows who you are as a person. So show up for yourself and do those things that may seem hard. It's really not. By taking these steps, you'll make the process manageable and experience the mental health benefits of being less connected digitally. You'll have better sleep, enhanced mood, strengthen relationships, and you'll have more time for self-care. For those of you who don't have people around them, don't have family, you don't have a business, you're like, If I disconnect from social media, I don't know what to do with my life. I guarantee you, you take out that notebook, you take out that pen, and you start writing just anything that you think. You might write yourself into the next world's best novel because you disconnected from technology. You never know what possibilities could happen with you disconnecting. So let's go ahead and let's challenge each other. Let's just do a day. Record what that looks like. Even if it's not with a camera, write that down in your journal, what that looked like. Write out from the morning to night what that looked like for you. And go back and self-reflect. Man, you're going to look back and be like, I did all of this. These were my thoughts. This is what I accomplished because I disconnected from technology and from social media. You're going to want to do it more often. Your body's going to feel so good. It's going to start craving your attention. It might sound crazy, but your body's going to start craving your attention. Another thing that I do is at the end of the week, I check my phone usage. So on my phone, if you have an iPhone, I'm pretty sure your iPhone does this. It'll show me like how much I've used my phone, like what apps I was in the most and things like that. I really love that. So I'm really like challenging myself right now where I'm seeing that if I was on my phone for like 9 hours out of the day, each day, the next week I want to knock that down to 2 hours less. And that's just me challenging myself because I'm like, it might not seem like 9 hours out of the day is a lot, but 9 hours on my phone? What? Did I get paid for it? Like, what was I doing for 9 hours? And most of the time, it's getting caught up and scrolling. Sometimes it's me putting all my content on there and editing. So just depends on what it is that you're doing, what your goals are. But again, we want to set those intentions and we want to make sure that we are consistently detoxing as much as possible. Because when you can disconnect easily from the world, nothing can consume you. Nothing can take you out of your element. You can really show up as your best self. So I hope that on this self-care journey that you are taking, you're learning to be a better version of yourself, make time for yourself, and detox as much as possible. If you're not detoxing from social media, detox mentally, spiritually, and emotionally so that you can rebalance yourself. I love you guys. Life is simple. Do not make it hard. Okay?